The Mirror Mentorship Program is a new initiative that aims to provide mentorship to support young boys in the Bahamas. Here to tell us more about it are Melissa Allen Maynard. She's the founder of Roots of Change. We have Ranard Henfield. He's a former senator and attorney at law. And also Jaydian Miller. He's the Bahamian Learning and Development Specialist, and he's a certified clinical trauma specialist, life purpose coach, and professional speaker. Good morning to you all. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Well,
morning.
that's a long list there, man. I mean, you sound like multi-talented. Well, good morning, all. Mr. Maynard, let's start out with you. Wait, there is no Mr. Maynard.
No.
Mrs. Maynard.
He's at home. Yes.
Can you provide an overview of the Mirror program, and what are the main goals and objectives?
Okay, so the Mirror program is uniquely designed to address global issues that impact young boys and men that are at risk.
And what are the main aims and objectives?
Well, our means and objective is basically mentorship. We're here to mentor them. We have gotten on board with just awesome mentors throughout the United States as well as locally. And we will be doing a 5-day program at, of course, the Secondal Gym between the hours of 9 to 2:30 p.m., whereas each mentor will specifically bring a unique program to each of these young boys. These boys are actually coming from urban areas as well as social services and as well as the children's home. For example, the Emergency Children's Hostel, the Nazareth Home for Children, as well as the Elizabeth Estates homes.
Well, it sounds like you're making sure to capture a good representation of the youth that are out there, those who need some mentorship, because we all know mentorship is very important. You could read in the news every day where we see what's happening with our young men and our older men, not only with violence, we're talking about education, we're talking about being business owners, having a family. All of those things are wrapped up into this kind of program, or the need for this kind of program. So, Mr. Henfield, so tell us, how does the Mirror program seek to empower these young men to be ready for the new Bahamas?
So one of the ideas that the program has put in place for us to follow as mentors is to learn to listen to these young men and then engage with them. And one of the problems we have as young men in this country is we feel like nobody listens to us. Nobody values us, nobody hears what we're saying. And for those of us who've come from urban areas, the inner city, some persons will call it the ghetto, that's one of the struggles where they end up going to gangs because they feel they're listened to there, they feel like a part of the community there. So we're being trained. Actually trained. We have a program to do. This is serious. This isn't just a come by and see what happens thing. We're being trained to listen to them and then engage. We're trying to find ways to get them to open up, to find out what their interests are, to encourage them to do more than just try and survive. And one of the problems we also have in this country is we see a lot of people running away, a lot of kids run away. And when you speak to the police says, even though there's a missing bulletin, these are kids that actually ran away from home, a lot of them. And they're running away from home because nobody's listening to them. They don't feel loved. They don't feel like nobody cares. So we're trying to provide that mentorship to help them in their emotional, mental state, their communication, their social skills, and then their long-term planning for their lives to be productive citizens.
I love that, because everybody wants to be heard and feel like they belong. And as you said, you know, a lot of these mentorship programs, or you hear about mentorship, you think it's just about pouring into somebody and telling them what to do and telling them but as you said, it's about listening, and I love that. And people should pay attention to what he's saying. Message, I don't know if you all know that movie reference. Message. So, Mr. Miller, could you explain the target audience of the Mirror program, and what age group do you focus on?
So thank you so much for your question. So we're looking to empower young boys who are at risk between the ages of 11 to 15 in the areas of sports, technology, arts, and culture. And I can say that the goal here for all of us as mentors is to inspire, empower, and equip these young boys with valuable life skills. Because like we said, you know, you see a lot of things happen in our country today. A lot of young men need support. And let me tell you the problem in this country. We're taking young men away from being emotional and for them to be emotionless. That's why you see so many young boys have no care for human life. They become emotionless now. But it's important for us to listen, you know, for them to, us to listen to them, see how they feel. Because they have a lot of things they express. There's a lot of young men I work with, and you'd be surprised. They say, Mr. Miller, I need to talk to you about this, talk to you about that. I don't know who else to speak to. there's a lot of young boys have a lot going on in their mind, but they don't know who to speak to. They feel fearful because society says, be a man, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But no, you need to be able to communicate. And once we could foster that communication at the event,
Absolutely.
I think they definitely feel better about themselves.
I love that. And once again, it's also a parenting strategy. You know, you don't have to wait until you're mentoring a child that has been through some sort of trauma. You start with your own children. Once again, listening to them and teaching them that to have emotions is okay. I have 3 sons, and I try to encourage them to show their emotion. And they get angry, and I say, well, what are you feeling? Talk it through. I give my children, I hug them, I kiss them every day to show them affection, to show them that I love them. And this is something that, once again, as a parent, you should do it, but you're highlighting as a part of the mentorship program. You want to
Yes.
make a comment?
Absolutely. And the thing about it, what is so unique about our program is that we will be tracking these young men. So they will be mentor for the next 2 years, and then we will continue to track them to see their development, see how they have engaged, what the program has done. So we are also going to be providing data, statisticals on these young men to see exactly how the Mirror program has impacted them, where we need to improve, what we can change, and basically the overall feedback to see how well it is working.
So I'm loving what I'm hearing so far about the program. One by one, I want to hear what is your involvement in the program, and how are you contributing towards
Right.
the Mirror program?
Thank you so much. So I'm going to be one of the mentors for the kids for the next 2 years of my life and their life. So I'm not there for August or September, but for the next 2 years of their life,
Yes.
they're with me listening, engaging, and trying to make a positive impact on their lives. Because as you've indicated when you open, mentorship, as we as adults have learned, makes a significant impact for someone's future. And so I'm giving 2 years of my life towards these kids.
That's an investment
Yes, it
in the
sure is.
future of our country. Mr. Miller, how will you be involved in the program?
Well, I agree with my friend here. There's 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And it's an investment. So, and here's my thing. I was a young man who went to St. Augustine's College, and I had a 2.2 GPA. I never thought about going to college, never wanted to go. My brother and sister went off to college, and, sports saved my life. My parents sent me to the United States for my final 2 years of high school. I did track and field, got a track scholarship, and now colleges were asking for me. And I want young boys to know that you have a future.
Yes.
Sometimes they need support, they need love, they need encouragement. They need someone who's been there, who can understand them. And the goal for me is, as a mentor, to be able to inspire them, encourage them, and just make them feel like, listen, I have a future. I can make things happen.
Look, yeah, you're ready to join the program. I was the age limit cut off. Ms. Maynard, what is your involvement? And then tell everybody where it's going to take place, and if they want to find out more information, maybe be a sponsor.
My involvement is just organizing this program. These are the gentlemen that are going to be involved. They're the ones who will be the face of Mirror. And like I always say that, when you look in the mirror, what do you want to see? What would you wish to see? You may start here today. It doesn't mean that you will end here tomorrow. So these are the face of Mirror. The program will be held at Secondal GLX's Gymnasium, starting from the 31st of July through the 4th of August, from 9:30 through 2:30 p.m.
And this first part of the program, this is the training for the mentors, or we kick right off into...
Oh, we are
the
kicking
mentorship?
off straight into mentorship.
Okay,
So this is
perfect.
the introductory, and then after September, we'll be definitely just going full pledge into this program.
Awesome. And if we want to find out more information, volunteer, sponsor, or maybe if you have somebody you feel would benefit from this program, how do we find out more?
Well, you can go to Roots of Change. Our Gmail is rootsofchange242@gmail.com. You can contact me at 826-5714.
Thank you all so much for being on the show this morning. I'm feeling inspired. Just knowing that this is happening in the country. A lot of people have doom and gloom to say, but we're at our 50th. We're looking at innovative ways, and this program definitely seems innovative. Looking for great things, and I'll see you all in 2 years, right? And see how we're all doing. Thank you all so much for being on the show this
Thank you
morning.
for
having us.
Thank you for being here. You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. Mirror, talking to the man in the mirror. We'll be right back.